Howdy, internet vloggers. Got a good hair day, but as you can see, it's still, well, it's still rainy out here. It's just the monsoon season, but I do like the green. I like the way the rain makes everything more green somehow. Look, there's an Amazon Prime vehicle. That's the future, everybody. Instead of sweatshops, there's Amazon warehouses now. Love that South Park where Bezos did his shenanigans. That was a lot of fun. I need to get a selfie stick like Kevin Nealon's got for his hikes. I wonder if I'll run into him on one of mine one of these days. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Well, today I'd like to talk about a few things. First off, The Last Jedi. That's the most recent Star Wars picture outside Solo, a Star Wars story where for some reason they've got intermechanical erotica between Lando Calrissian and a robot who is also a social justice warrior, apparently, because that makes sense in the Star Wars universe. Kids are just into that. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is a kid's show, right? Right? It's a kid's show. So it's okay if it's perverse. Huh? Disney? I don't get it. Well, I do kind of get it, because Disney's got some evil archetypical shenanigans defining their output. They mess with kids' minds. They do. And now that Star Wars is Disney, it's only to be expected that they'll do the same sort of thing. Star Wars Episode 8 has a lot of BS in it. We all know that. For example, bombs in space. That doesn't make any sense. Light speed as a super weapon. That sort of invalidates the rest of the canon. Luke Skywalker being willing to put his life and the whole rebellion on the line for a spark of good in his father, then making one mistake with the student and screwing off to some fishwife planet to diddle lizard titties and forget the Force. That made no sense. That was poor writing. That was poor direction. That's a poor pup over there yapping at me as I walk by. I get hecklers everywhere I go. Not only did the film try to shoehorn in a number of political ideologies which are foreign to the universe, it additionally was poorly plotted, poorly written, and inconsistent with existing characters who didn't need to be shifted like that. The reason they shifted Luke Skywalker was as a sort of indictment on heterosexual Caucasian men. They're not our heroes anymore. The films work as a means of directing our collective energies to a degree. You've seen a film and you've come outside of that film and been inspired. You've been ready to go do something. You want to do what the characters did. You know, you'll see kids, if they're in an action movie, they'll play in the Cowboys and Indians or what have you. It's a lot from films. I got a friend of mine who tells me a story. Oh, let's get my finger out of the way there. He tells a story about how his family went to go see a movie in Montana, and they'd never seen a film in the theater before. It was in the 40s, 50s or something. And after the film, a couple of the brothers had a fight, and they'd seen a duel on TV, on the movie, and they thought, well, let's settle it the same way. So they went out and shot each other, and one of them has a busted arm for life as a result. That's sort of what happens when the... Hey, what's up, puppy dog? How you doing? How you doing, puppy? That's sort of what happens when people who have no experience in the media encounter it initially. And, you know, it's not a... boy, look at that weird thing. This is January. There's weird stuff going around in LA. Anyway, that's what happens when you're not experienced in these sorts of things and they just sort of hit an empty palette of a mind. We're all desensitized now. We're programmed and we don't realize it. And SJW rhetoric in films like The Last Jedi is just, it's part of that. It's the same with heroines in any film where you have some really fit 120-pound gal beating the crimson bejesus out of some 200-pound Navy SEAL. That makes no sense. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. It's entirely fiction. But unfortunately, a lot of the people watching these films have no ability to differentiate between that which is fiction and that which is reality, and the creators of these films understand that entirely. That's what's predicating in Hollywood right now, is giving people false expectations and diminishing the potentiality of those who naturally would otherwise grow into themselves. Specifically men. Men are being attacked. So we got to step it up. We got a good president who's doing that for us, and we got good opportunities. But the truth is, We're in a hostile enemy territory environment that's been co-opted from the top down through socialist leftists advocating and facilitating what is called social Marxism. Look up Yuri Bezmenov, for 2 90-minute specials, which put this problem in a more stark contrast. He's an ex-KGB guy who defected and basically gives you a revelation of the method. Look up Chuck Missler for a biblical narrative on this in the past. Look up a guy named Kent Hovind, if you like. There's a whole rabbit hole there, and he understands about rabbits. There's a guy named Ken Johnson who can help you out here as well. Ian Juby put together some great seminars on creationism, which are very interesting to watch. Let's see, who's the one I'm trying to think of his name. Oh, he's a Seventh-day Adventist. What is his name? He's a funny little man out of South Africa. Can't think of his name. I'll get that at some other point. But, oh, Walter Veith, V-E-I-T-H. These guys, they've seen what's happened, and they can help give you some deep exposition into this. Me, you know, I'm kind of a new guy on the block when it comes to these talks. Trey Smith and Alex Jones are great too. People hate them, but you know what? I'm for Alex. I'm for Trump. I've listened to these people extensively for years and seen where they're coming from. And those of us who are paying attention will do good for the world. Those of us who are playing with ourselves, well, I mean, there's not much you can do from that position, you know? I mean, you're kind of compromised. So quit playing with yourself. You know, like Brad Pitt said in that movie, quit playing with yourself eating chicken. Go out there, be a man. God bless y'all. Good afternoon.